If you saw this video that is popping up on the screen now in your sub box and you watched it, you knew that this video was coming, and you probably posted some sort of comment or question in the comments of that video. This is my 500 subscriber Q&A question time fun little video thing. If you ended up giving this video a skip and you didn't post your comment, that's fine, because we have 1,000 subscribers on the horizon, and I'm gonna do a live stream version of this video, which I will talk about more when the time comes. So if you didn't get to post a comment this time, you will easily be able to next time. Just know that if you see a video that says something like "this video will be deleted in 24 hours, it probably means that I need you guys for a video coming up. I'm going to answer the questions from oldest to newest, so the people that put their questions in first will get top billing. Every question that I got will be answered from the about 30 comments that I got, so just know that if you were one of the last people to put your comments in, you're probably at the end of this video. But I will try to talk about each comment as in depth as I can. Our first comment comes from a user named Jedi Sean. He says, "Do you think Jango Fett could have survived in Geonosians?" I think this is a very interesting theory because no, Jango Fett did not survive. Our next question comes from Cosmic Pizza. They say, "Do you think they will explain what happened to Ahsoka in Star Wars Rebels Season 4? When Dave Filoni was asked when we will be revealed to what Ahsoka's fate is, he said not anytime in the future. This was quite a while before Season 3 had come out. This was actually a panel that was run the day before the Season 3 trailer came out at Star Wars Celebration last year. So I think if there was a time we're going to be revealed, I think it would be in Season 4 sometime, probably at the later seasons. I think we'll get some closure. I personally think that what will happen is that Ezra and Kanan will believe that Darth Vader is dead because, I mean, there was an explosion on Malachor, but they'll have another encounter with him, and they'll be like, wait, he survived Malachor, so Ahsoka could have, and I think we'll revisit Malachor, which would be really cool. Plump Rook 62 says, "The Rey Kenobi theory." When it comes to the Rey Kenobi theory, I do think it would make a lot of sense, because the whole story of Star Wars, a lot of people say, is the Skywalkers, but I believe it's two other things. I think it's about the Skywalkers and the Kenobis as a subcategory, but it's also about the Palpatines and the Skywalkers. I think Rey is either a Kenobi, a Skywalker, or a Palpatine. I seem to think she's Palpatine because I feel like this new trilogy is like almost like not an alternate reality, but like a mix on what the original trilogy was. The Palpatines were the bad guys, the Skywalkers were the good, and now it's kind of switched where if a Palpatine is now working to serve the light and a Skywalker is working to serve the dark. Though I do think at one point we will see Rey turn to the dark side, because we always do see characters tip to the dark side, and I'd like to see a character actually turn to the dark side, and a dark side user turn to the light, being Kylo Ren. Pleb Mick asks, "When does Rebels Season 4 start? What race is Thrawn?" Thrawn is a Chiss, and Rebels starts at the end of this year. Skygirl Skywalker asks, "Do you think they'll kill off Kanan and Ezra? If so, how do you think they'll do it?" I think they'll kill Kanan and Ezra for sure. I think that in the original trilogy we can't have Jedi running around, because a lot of people disputed this in one of my videos, but I think that if there are two Jedi existent in the rebellion and word about Luke gets around, these Jedi will want to meet Luke in some way or form, or vice versa. I think that Kanan at least will go out because of Vader. I feel like Kanan's arc is working up to that point where he's going to be good enough to kind of verse Vader, but I think Vader will win. That, or I think that Kanan will be like captured and executed or something, because he'll be believed to be the last Jedi. When it comes to Ezra, I think it's a little more up in the air. He could be used in the new trilogy, because you have to remember that he's the same age as Luke, which means we can use Luke as a time gauge, which means he could still be alive in the new trilogy since he wouldn't have died of old age. But I think he should die before episode 6, because that's when Yoda says Luke is the last Jedi, and it really would take away from that moment. I think there's a chance that Ezra could die in the Battle of Scarif. I don't think there's a chance that Ezra could actually become a Darkseid user. simply because in Star Wars Rebels he's decided to turn against the dark side and go with Kanan instead in Holocrons of Fate. Our next question is from ButterTroop27. He says, do you think Rex will survive Season 4 of Rebels, and if so, will he be 100% confirmed to be that mysterious Rebel Endor Commando in Return of the Jedi? Age-wise, he would be quite old by then, with accelerated aging and whatnot. I think Rex will definitely die in some season of Rebels. I'm not sure if Season 4 will be the final season of Rebels. I think that it might be cleared for a Season 5. I'm not quite sure. It depends on how popular it is by the end of this year. If it is clear for Season 5, I think that will be when Rex dies, simply because so many clones have had emotional deaths, and I think Rex, since he is one of the most beloved clones of all time, I think that he will die in a very heroic way in some sort of battle, possibly the Battle of Scarif. We have another question from ButterTroop27. He says, there's an interesting what-if scenario that I don't believe has been proposed or covered anywhere across YouTube. What if Anakin was killed by separatist leaders on Mustafar? I think it would be interesting to hear your thoughts. It is hard to believe it is impossible. What if the Seps actually predicted their betrayal and killed Anakin with a greater security force? I do think it's very unlikely that anyone could kill Anakin, especially that isn't a Force user. But I think that if that did happen, the Empire, or the newly formed Empire, would destroy the Separatists quite easily, since you gotta remember that the reason they're all in that area is that Sidious told every leader to be there, which means if he got the news that happened, he'd probably find some way just to bomb the facility, or something on those lines. We saw during Obi-Wan and Anakin's duel that the facility was very unstable, and killing them probably wouldn't be too difficult. But I think if Anakin died right there and then, I think the Emperor would probably find a new apprentice, possibly even in Obi-Wan. As great as Obi-Wan is, he could be overbalanced by the news that Anakin turned to the dark side and was killed, so we never know. GameWatcher2002 says, do top 10 Star Wars Rebels episodes. I won't be doing that in this video, but I am starting to make that video now, and it will be uploaded as a separate video to this video. Videos take quite a while to plan and make, and I think that video will be quite good, and I think that video will be something that I want to do right. Star Commander wants me to talk about that scene with Bendu and Thrawn at the end of 0 Hour. I personally think that the end of Bendu was there. I find Bendu the type of character that was the end. I don't think he will leave Adalan. I think Bendu is so powerful in the Force that I think Bendu is more on the side of being the Force instead of being a physical thing. Which means that when Thrawn shot and it went through Bendu, I think that's just Bendu going to his natural state and being part of the living Force. If Thrawn was a physical being, I don't think he'd be able to turn into a storm and start blowing everyone up. Mr. Man asks me to rank all of the Star Wars movies. So this question is incredibly hard for me because I find it very hard to rank movies in an order of liking them. So I just want you to take my order with a grain of salt, simply because for me they are all very, very, very close. And if I put, for example, if I put one movie like A New Hope over Empire, it's not by much. So I'm going to do it from least favourite to favourite, just because I think that makes it a little easier. So my least favourite is definitely Attack of the Clones. I find just the Anakin and Padme stuff just too overwhelming to ignore. Then would be Episode 1. I don't think Episode 1's as bad as it gets a rap for. I think Episode 2 is much, much worse. Then is Episode 3. I think Episode 3 is actually kind of mediocre. Then would be probably... it's a toss-up between Episode 4 and 5. I've never been a huge Episode 5 fan, but I really like it. And I love Episode 4. So I'm gonna say Episode 4, then Episode 5, and then Episode 6. Episode 6 is definitely one of my favorites. But I really, really like the new trilogy movies. Force Awakens I've seen like too many times, and I think I'm enjoying the new trilogy ones a bit more than the current ones, simply because they are new and I can watch them and pick up new stuff where I've had the old ones all my life. I've been really liking Rogue One since I've only seen it twice, but I have a feeling Rogue One will go down that list once I've seen it a couple times, simply because I think Rogue One is just, I feel like it's a bit of a Phantom Menace effect. I feel the start isn't as fantastic as the rest of it. So right now Rogue One's my favourite, but once I watch it more I'd say it'd go down the list. Force Awakens is starting to go down the list. I think it's almost at the point where it's under A New Hope. But yeah, a bit of an unpopular opinion when it comes to my ranked Star Wars list, but since they're so close together, I think it hardly matters my order, but instead I just know I love all of them equally. Shane Cloherty asks, who is the Batman of the Star Wars universe? The Batman of the Star Wars universe. I really like that, but I don't know, the Batman of the Star Wars universe. I feel that maybe Luke could be, but we haven't really seen any of Luke in the new trilogy. I feel like Luke might be, but I think maybe K2, because K2 is like pretty cool in that regard. But I don't know if there is really a Batman of the Star Wars universe. A pretty hard comparison to make. Dara Mert asks, Maul vs Kenobi, Jango vs Boba, Ventress vs Ahsoka, who do you think will win? For this, I'm going to put them all in their Clone Wars, or I'll put them in their Rebels era, except obviously Jango because he's dead. But I'm gonna say, obviously Maul and Kenobi, we've already seen that battle go down, and the answer's pretty obvious. Jango versus Boba, I think that maybe, I think when it comes to Jango versus Boba, I think Jango might take the cake, simply because I think Jango has had more training, and also a good measure of what Jango, how his skills are, is just looking at the clones. I think a clone probably would be able to beat Boba Fett if they were both given the equal tools. Ventress versus Ahsoka, if we're talking Clone Wars era Ahsoka will rip through Ventress. If we're talking Clone Wars, I don't think Ahsoka would do as well. And our final comment is from Elite for Elliot, and he says, congrats on 500k, and I think you should do a Q&A. That's pretty good, because I did do a Q&A, and I will be doing another one for 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. And now I just want to take the end of this video, just thank you guys so much. We're now at 600 subscribers, and we're at 100,000 views, and I would never have dreamed that this is how far this channel would have gone. I'm going to be doing as many videos as I can to try and nourish this channel. I hope you guys are still enjoying the content that's coming from this channel. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know how you found this video, because this video isn't going to be about normal Star Wars stuff, which, I don't know, I normally only get views on the things that are about theories and things. But if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're a subscriber, so thank you so much. Drop a like on this video if you want to see more specials and more Q&As and more things that involve you guys, because I do like involving you guys. And leave a comment down below if you have any more questions that you didn't have in this video and you'd like to ask. I do try to respond to as many comments as I can. So thank you so much for subscribing, and I'm going to see you in the next video, which will be my top 10 Star Wars Rebels episodes. See you guys next time.